Hello, and pictures are coming in of the damage done by this typhoon. This super typhoon that we were racing against to salvage some of our autumn trip to Mount Hiba. We came here to Kumano Shrine. Back again. We visited here last November, remember? Kumano Shrine on the southeast corner, lobe of Mount Hiba. And it's so big it has its own name of Ryozan, or Dragon Lord Mountain. Dragon Lord Mountain is still part of Mount Hiba, but it's a mountain in its own right also. Now, the manager of the prefectural forest told me that he thinks the Hibagon, Japanese Bigfoot, might live back in here, or might have lived back in here. And I had been thinking the same thing. So, before this typhoon came along, we had planned to hike up to 700 meters, 2,300 feet, to a waterfall called Instant Wisdom Falls. Instant Wisdom Falls. And I believe that is a Buddhist term, instant wisdom. You know, one of the old names for the Japanese Sasquatch is a Buddhist term, Satori. It's translated variously as awakening, enlightenment, comprehension, understanding, consciousness, knowing, knowledge. The verb form, satoru, is to know, to understand. The noun form, satori, is kind of loaded up with Zen Buddhist beliefs and doctrines. The 1779 Catalog of Monsters and Spirits, collectively known as yokai, the catalog, Konjakugazu Zoku Hyakki, has this to say about Satori. This is my translation. There is a man deep in the mountains of Hidamino called Satoru by the mountain folk. He is dark in color with long hair. Dark in color with long hair. He often speaks the thoughts of others and knows their intentions, so he does not harm them. And that's very interesting. Don't miss that, please. I'll repeat that. He knows their intentions, so he does not harm them. As if he otherwise could and would harm them. That just seems like a given. But he doesn't harm them because he knows their intentions. And it ends this way. If anyone tries to kill him, he will know his intentions and run away. So this author is firmly in the gentle forest giant, gentle forest friend camp of Sasquatch theorists, this late 18th century Japanese author. Hidamino is in Gifu Prefecture, but remember that Lord Bankinai, writing about the same time, and I think it's a little bit earlier, was it the 1750s? Writing in current-day Niigata, said that Satori, he used the word Satori, inhabited two mountains up there in his domain, which he named. And that's all in a past video. By the law of parsimony, this Satori must be the Hibagon Bigfoot Sasquatch, because we don't multiply monsters. We don't have license to do that. Well, instant wisdom. We have the Satori term with the Bigfoot and Buddhist overlap. Now, instant wisdom, with respect to the Buddhists, could describe my experience on the solar calendar last year, where I was made instantly wise through instant fear and trembling that I must get out of those woods. And indeed the words get out, get out, get out instantly washed over me while I was absorbed in trying to orient myself on the map and figure out my situation. So I just wonder if some feudal age, let's imagine him a skeptic, might have come up here to this waterfall confident that the Hiba or Satori were just old wives' tales. And he got up to the falls, and then he was made instantly wiser. So I wanted to get up there and watch for signs of Hiba presence. And that was on our 2-day original schedule. Still, we gave it a try, but it started to rain. And we didn't know how much rain was coming. It might be a lot. We climbed Mount Hiba last year in that miserable weather with crying children, and I was almost crying. And we didn't want to push ourselves too hard and didn't want to get into a dangerous position. So we got up to about 100 meters. Turns out that was far enough, plenty far enough. We found things that, well, they match what we find elsewhere. They match the field guide to Sasquatch structures. And hey, if you can find any other explanation for them, I'm open. I'm all ears. I'll buy the drinks and you tell me where they came from. This was a really special time up here. We've seen lots of displays of Hiba BRAWN, Hiba brute strength. Not so many displays of Hiba tenderness. I'm searching my mind for examples. Maybe that latrine arrangement on Mount Zhao was the best example so far. That stone balanced on that stick especially struck me, but today we're going to discover more, much more, of the tender, artistic, and, dare I say, human side of the Hiba. Let's look. I don't have the Nikon with me. I'm back behind the Kumano shrine a bit, and I hope you can see tree in tree. Tree flung like a javelin up into tree. That has to be 60 foot of tree flung up in the trees. Just thrown up in there like a spear. 60 feet at least. So this rain, which wasn't supposed to arrive until tomorrow, has come early. And we can't hike. We'll go get the trail cams. Too many trees down and pointing toward the creek. Some are peeled, entirely peeled. Some are leaning at crazy angles. Some are crossing each other in acute X's. This place is confirmed for Hiba gun activity. I just wish I brought the Nikon, but I don't want to bring it out. It's raining. So we're limited to this Akaso. And that tree in the tree. How much does a 60-foot timber weigh? Any guesses? Anybody knowledgeable? Tell us in the comments. And what kind of strength would it take to lob a 60-foot spear up into the trees with enough accuracy that it hits and catches where you want it to and stays up there? Spooky place. Beautiful and spooky. See how these two curved sticks have been, I have to say, they've been put together to form a continuous curve. I can't imagine them having fallen in just this way. Interesting. And another stick above them, peeled and laid against the base of this tree. And something, what is this? For decoration. Oh, this is not by chance. Look, stick at base of tree, peeled. Just below it, this piece of ceramic. It's the top of a jar. It's the top of a chawanmushi jar. And below them, these curved sticks put together. And this stone, in line with the chawanmushi jar top, and in line with that stick at the top. Beautiful, really. Well done, Hiba.